One of the first videos you're going to want to make is your plan. So, what you're doing to keep everybody safe, like all the cleaning protocols you're following, that kind of thing. And then the second video, and you can combine some of these videos too. So, one and two you could combine. So, this one's just a walkthrough. And then the third one is self care. So, this one is taking care of yourself through a larger lens and changing the conversation of self care is not selfish.
Self-care is necessary is what we want to change it to. So it's that
Yeah.
tying the self-care conversation into the fact that, when you take care of yourself, it's an obligation you have to yourself. And it's also the way that you are going to be more effective at taking care of everyone and everything else around you. Self-care can feel selfish right now. It can also feel selfish from an expense standpoint. So you want to break down those objections by just going straight at it. Self-care is more important right now than it's ever been. And the best way to do that is to come and take my yoga class.
Brand positioning, we're open, we're excited to welcome new members back to the physical studio, and if you're not comfortable coming in, we still have the virtual studio available. And but also make it clear that you are taking your protocol safe or seriously, that you're following all the cleaning stuff, and you've upped your game as well with the cleaning.
The nuance here that's really important is to realize that people are over the sort of dire negativity around this whole thing. But at the same time, they want to know that things are being taken seriously. So there's a nuanced line that you're walking where it's like you can make your conversation fun and exciting and about coming back in, and you just additionally like sprinkle in, but hey, it's no joke, and we have real protocols that are above and beyond the necessity to keep everybody safe. Number 5, testimonials. That's kind of an obvious one. The one thing I'd say with testimonials is if you can get a testimonial of someone talking about your studio right now, like about how you've supported them through this time, how about the community is awesome, how it's been really cool to see the video on demand just like growing and how much value you're adding, that would be kind of cool to have. So you might have to go get that testimonial. If you don't have it, just a testimonial from the past about how awesome your yoga is works as well here.
The best way to get a testimonial for your virtual ones that I found is ask a few key students that you know would be eager to do it. If like ask them before they're taking a class and just ask if they'll stay on after the Zoom, and then you can just easily just record them saying a testimonial about the virtual classes and their experience.
That's a great idea. Yeah, just get it right there on that same class. The testimonial that you don't want is the one where the person just sings your personal praises. Oh my God, Maria and Maria's studio is so great, and I just love them there, and it's so nice, and it's just so cool, and they just do such a good job, and I just really like Maria and Maria's studio, and like really you should come and check it out. Any other human who hasn't been to the studio before or that's thinking about coming back doesn't give a shit about that testimonial. All they think is, I must have drunk the Maria Kool-Aid. What they want to hear is, my back was killing me because during this time I just wasn't moving my body as I normally did. Maria sent me an email that said, yo, sign up for these virtual classes. I was totally skeptical, but now after practicing for a week, it's not as good as a real class. That's my personal truth, but my back doesn't hurt. I'm sleeping better and I'm doing something. As a side note, I can't believe how powerful it is to be part of their awesome community as well. That is way more powerful as a testimonial than they're so great. Virtual offerings. This is the concept, not the actual detailed message is what I would say. There are some people, it's a small number, but there are some people who might not be comfortable coming back to your physical studio. So they need to know that they can still participate with you, so you need to highlight your virtual offerings. You also need to highlight your virtual offerings because you need to highlight the additional value that you're adding during this time. What I would be reluctant or what I would be careful about is that you don't say a bunch of things that plant the seed that you don't mean to plant. Oh, if you're uncomfortable coming back to the studio, don't worry, you can just take our virtual classes. Because that could scare some people off that otherwise wouldn't. It's posturing that it could be risky. You don't want to insinuate that. You've got it under control. Your studio's super safe. On top of it, you have virtual offerings to supplement their practice, and they can do it from home, and those are really powerful as well. That's enough to check the box for the people who are asking that question. I don't feel like it's safe coming in. They don't need you to say if you don't feel safe coming in. They just need for you to tell them what the solution is at that point.
Okay, so then another video that you would need would be your sales video for that phase 3 that we are talking about. So this would be your new intro special for your studio if it's for virtual or in studio or both. So
this is like your phase 3. They've seen your other stuff. At some point in a sales process, you have to just say to people, join. So even if you got an intro, you're going to say, get the intro. If you don't have an intro, it's just membership. You're going to say, start your membership first month X deal or whatever it is. But it's just a really straightforward, direct one.
Next one is value videos. So pretty much all of the organic ones that I was talking about earlier, like the 10-minute morning routine, the office stretches, like things like that, that would be your value videos.
And then the final thing would be like a thank you video. Now, we talked about this one, thank the frontline workers, thank your first response people especially, but then also thank your own staff, your own yoga teachers. And this is where, and we touched on this last time, this is a message I'd put out in general. I would totally run this as an ad. If it was me, this is the first ad I would run, actually. The welcome back, this is what we're doing, and this one. And I would say, like, we just wanted to make a special thank you outs to first responders and all the people who have kept us safe in our community so that we're able to open back up now. And we also want to put a special thank you to Shannon, one of our teachers who, as you guys, part of our community, already know, is at home with 2 kids and has still managed to film a class a day for you guys to keep up your awesome yoga practice and feeling great. You can't do this fake, of course, but it's important that you posture for and show people that, like, you understand the difficulty that everyone's going through and you want them to understand that difficulty, and you're appreciative of people kind of putting up with the whole thing. And it really humanizes and positions the brand as your local yoga studio that local other teachers and families and people work at and work in. And by them participating with you, you're also participating with your local community. Without saying any of that, you're saying all of it. Audiences specifically, this is where this sort of ties together for those of you who haven't seen this concept of what we call the pixel funnel before. The basic idea here is that what we're trying to do is pick smart audiences to show this to, the ones that are the best sort of bang for your buck, let's say, the ones that make sense to target. And then the real magic is in the retargeting. And I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. So number 1 is you're going to have this go to all of your existing members, even those who are like canceled or put on hold. You would advertise straight to that list of people so they start seeing you. Then you would have things like your class pack or your class pass members, and then you might have, maybe you start your public or your lookalike audiences. But then the most important one is the idea of what we call the Hot 60. It's your retargeting. Hot 60 is anyone who's been to your website, anyone who's been to your Facebook page, anyone who's been to your Instagram page. It might include as well anyone who's watched a certain portion of any of the videos Mara just presented that you could put up as ads. And if any of those things have happened, they end up in an audience that we call the Hot 60. So it's people who are directly expressing interest in you right now, and they stay in that audience for 60 days of time, and then that audience you start showing all the other videos to. Homework, prepare your communication points. There's those 7 communication points. Get them down in writing. If you're going to do videos on them, get those videos prepped and going. Whether you're opening now, in a month from now, whatever, we've spent a lot of time sort of thinking through what these would be, and they're not going to change. I really don't see anything major happening where these are going to change. So you can start working on them ahead of time and have them ready to go. Some of the details you might not know yet, but you can at least get it prepped. Then schedule your posts, and if you're going to do ads, schedule your ads. So the point here would be, even if you're one of the studios in the group that we're looking at you opening not till July, August, you could hypothetically have all of this completely finished now and scheduled and ready to go, and you either push go or it starts on its own at a predetermined date once you know what that date is. How long should videos be? We've heard 15 seconds is the best. Great question, Chris. I love this question. General idea with the video is no bullshit, is what I would say. So basically, the length is totally irrelevant as long as the audience can stay engaged for the duration of the video. If we make a video and we have 3 major points to make and they don't link together well, we can't hook people into paying attention for the duration to make all 3 points. It would be better to make 3 separate videos. Okay, thanks you guys. Keep fighting the good fight. I'm proud of all of you. I can't say it enough. I'll say it every single meeting we have. We're still getting emails. I read a couple of emails to Maria this morning on our call together, like from random people asking questions about stuff. And we just keep saying, like, join the group. You need the support from the crew. These guys are awesome. All right, you guys. Talk to you soon. See you on the flip side. Peace.